Welcome back everyone. In this video we are going to discuss the last topic, that is a relative pronoun. Before we go to relative pronoun, let's have a quick revision. These are the types of the pronoun. And in the last video we have discussed about personal pronoun as well. So what is a personal pronoun? It is a pronoun that stands for persons or things. Demonstrative pronoun, it is used to point out the objects which it refers to. Possessive pronoun, it is a pronoun that shows possession. Interrogative pronoun, it is used to ask a question. Distributive pronoun, it refers to persons or things one at a time. Indefinite pronoun, it refers to the object or person that is not definite. Reflexive pronoun, it is a pronoun that refers back to the subject. It is a receiver of an action. Emphatic pronoun, it is used for the sake of emphasis on the subject. Now the last topic, that is a relative pronoun. This is very important topic. It has many purpose to serve. You will see many examples repeated from the previous examples. What is a relative pronoun? It refers back to the noun or pronoun placed just before it. Here it is very important to note that relative pronoun is always present with the noun or pronoun it shows association with. Examples are who, whose, whom, that, which. Who, whose, whom, that, which. Now we are going to use these words in the examples and see how they are related to each other. The gift that you gave me was beautiful. The gift that you gave me was beautiful. Here gift is your noun. That is your relative pronoun. Now what is this that? What you gave me? The gift. What you gave me? The gift. So here instead of repeating the gift, I have used the word that, which also means here that stands for the gift. Here that stands for the gift. If I break up this sentence, I'll get the sentence as you gave me a gift. The gift was beautiful. You gave me a gift. The gift was beautiful. So they are two different separate sentences. Now I have combined both the sentences. Both the sentences are connected to each other with the help of that. So instead of repeating the gift, I have used a word called that, which is a relative pronoun. In the second example, I have this is the boy. This boy broke the window. Which boy broke the window? This boy. So this is the boy who broke the window. So who is who? This particular boy. Who broke the window? This particular boy. So here who stands for boy. Who stands for boy. Now all these nouns and pronouns, as I said, placed just before it. It refers back to the noun or pronoun. I have one noun here, gift, and two pronouns, you and me. So how do I know which it relates to? So it's very important to know that where is that correct position? That is just before it. So the gift that you gave me was beautiful. This is the boy who broke the window. In both the sentences, gift and boy are the nouns. And that and who are the relative pronouns. Now this noun or pronoun placed just before it are known as antecedents. What are they known as? Antecedents. Now what is an antecedent? Antecedent is a noun or pronoun that comes just before the relative pronoun. Which noun or pronoun? That comes just before the relative pronoun. So you can see the word gift placed just before that, and those placed just before who are the antecedent. Gift and those are the antecedents, and the word following them are that and who. They both are your relative pronouns. As I said, the position of relative pronoun and antecedent is very important. Now let's see this example. Hari is the son of Mr. Joshi. Hari won the first prize. What will be the answer for this? Join the sentences. You will get the answer as Hari, who won the first prize, is the son of Mr. Joshi. Hari, who won the first prize, is the son of Mr. Joshi. It is very important to understand the meaning of the question and find out the relation between the relative pronoun and the actual noun or pronoun, that is antecedent. So here I can see in the sentence I have Hari and Mr. Joshi. Two nouns are there. Now which one has to be used with? Pronoun is Hari, not Mr. Joshi. Some of you might have framed sentence like this also. Hari is the son of Mr. Joshi who won the first prize. But now you yourself can see the difference in both the examples. Here, who won the first prize? Hari. Who won the first prize? Hari. But according to this sentence, who won the first prize? Mr. Joshi. So is this right? No. Absolutely no. So Hari is the son of Mr. Joshi who won the first prize. According to this sentence, it is not Hari, but it is Mr. Joshi who won the first prize. But actually, who won the first prize? Hari won the first prize. In the question you can see, who won the first prize? Hari won the first prize. So it is very important to place the relative pronoun close to the noun or pronoun it relates to. So here you can see who relates to Hari. So they both should come together, not in this manner. So this is totally a wrong position of relative pronoun and the sentence goes wrong. So as we have seen the examples of relative pronoun, let us put those words in terms of sentences. This is the boy who broke the window. God help those who help themselves. Now just now we said noun or pronoun. In the previous example we saw it is noun or pronoun. So you can see boy is a noun and those is a pronoun. Boy is a noun and the word those is a pronoun. So anything can come, noun or pronoun. Next example, I met a man whose brother is a doctor. He is one of them whom I met at the store. Now here you can see who is the subject of the next sentence. Who broke the window? The boy. When I break up into sentences, into two sentences, you will see who will represent the subject. But here in this sentence it is object. He is one of them whom I met at the store. Whom I met them. So them is your object. So here also relative pronoun is your object. So you are going to use who as subject and whom as object. The gift that you gave me was beautiful. Ram has a pen that changes color. The horse which won the race has been awarded. Now you can see how we have used, where to use that and which. It's very difficult. We know whom, whose and whom. Who, whose and whom. They are used for persons. Who, whose and whom are used for persons. That is used for objects and which is generally used for animals. But we can use that also for animals. So that and which both for animals and that is for object. Clear? Coming to next important topic, in some of the sentences you can easily omit the relative pronoun. It is not important to mention. If I am not mentioning, does not mean that it is not present. It is present there. But even if we don't use it, the sentence is fully correct. For example, the meeting I attended yesterday was successful. The meeting I attended yesterday was successful. It's a complete meaningful sentence. There is nothing wrong in it. No error at all. But the same sentence using relative pronoun can be written as the meeting which I attended yesterday was successful. Whether I add which or I omit which. In both the way the sentences are correct. Both the sentences are absolutely correct. There is no harm in them. The next example is, the man I met is a well-known painter. The man I met is a well-known painter. Again here I can omit the relative pronoun and the sentence is correct. But if I have to use relative pronoun, I can write either the man whom I met is a well-known painter, or the man whom I met is a well-known painter. So when I am talking about who, I am talking about the subject, and when I am talking about whom, I am talking about the painter. But who is the painter? The man. Who is the painter? The man. In both the cases, we are talking about the man only. But in one sentence, I am using man as a subject, and in another sentence, I am using man as an object. So, whether you add or you omit in certain cases is advisable. So that was all about the relative pronoun. Keep practicing. Thank you.